Hey there, it's CJ Willie, and I'm cracking a pack. Today is pack number 3 of my Magic the Gathering Core Set 2021 bundle. The focus of the video is, what is your pick? As I crack pack number 3, I will discuss which card would be my pack 1 pick 1. My viewpoint will be from a very casual Magic the Gathering player perspective. It will not be a Pro Tour grinder or even a Friday Night Magic grinder take. It'll be a kitchen table draft, having fun with friends opinion. Check out my preview video on the Core Set 2021 bundle. I've included the link in the preview video in the description below. So these are the Made in Japan packs. Got to check real quick to see if I've got a foil, which I don't think I do. So, land, rare, 3 uncommons, rare, land, add card or token. All right, first card out of the pack is Roaming Ghostlight. 5 mana, 3 and 2 blue. It's a spirit at 3/2. It's a flyer. When Roaming Ghostlight enters the battlefield, return up to 1 target non-spirit creature to its owner's hand. Being able to play a flyer on turn 5 that's a 3/2 and bounce just about any creature on my opponent's side is definitely a tempo swing, and I like this card quite a bit. Next up is Gnarled Sage, 3 and 2 green. It's a tree folk druid. At 4/4, it has reach. As long as you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn, Gnarled Sage gets +0, +2, and has vigilance. There are cards that allow you to draw a second card during the turn, so being able to give Gnarled Sage vigilance and attack as a 4/6 and be ready to block on the backside is a plus. Next up is Bastary's Acolyte, 4 mana, 2 and 2 white. It's a cat cleric at 2/3, has lifelink. When Bastary's Acolyte enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 other target creatures you control. This is my favorite white common in this set. It's really easy to set this up if you've got a Pride Malkin on turn 3, a couple other white or green creatures on turns 1 and 2. Bastary Acolyte's going to do some great work. And if you have a Conclave Mentor out, it's just going to double those counters. If the uncommons or rares in the pack are kind of blah, it's a definite first pick. Next card is Titanic Growth, 2 mana, 1 and a green instant. Target creature gets +4/+4 until end of turn. And green, it's a card you'll play because it's going to win you combat. Next up is Deathbloom Phallid, 3 mana, 2 and a black. It's a fungus at 3/2. When Deathbloom Phallid dies, create a 1/1 green sapling creature token. You do get a 3/2 for 3, which is great, and when it dies you get a 1/1 blocker, but it doesn't seem to be as aggressive as I'd like it to be. Next up is Snare Spinner, 2 mana, 1 and a green. Spider, it's a 1/3, it has reach. Whenever Snare Spinner blocks a creature with flying, Snare Spinner gets +2/+0 until end of turn. When I'm playing green, it effectively blocks any sort of flyer. Aside from that, it doesn't really fit too well in an aggressive strategy. It's more of a defensive creature. Next up is Onaki Ogre, 3 mana, 2 and a red. It's an Ogre Warrior at 4/2, no other text. This has some payoffs in the red-green deck where you need to have a creature with power 4 or greater. If you're not playing red-green and you're not needing something that has power 4 or greater, I'm not a big fan of Onaki Ogre. Next up is Capture Sphere, 4 mana, 3 and a blue, enchantment ore, flash, enchant creature. When Capture Sphere enters the battlefield, tap enchanted creature. Enchanted creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. This is something that you hold on till later in the game. Once they play their big bomb, right before they go into attacks, you flash in Capture Sphere and shut it down. I usually look to play it in a very defensive deck, maybe even a blue-white control or blue-black control deck. Next up is Rambunctious Mutt, 5 mana, 3 and 2 white. It's a dog at 3/4. When Rambunctious Mutt enters the battlefield, destroy target artifact or enchantment an opponent controls. It has some utility in that you can play it and get rid of that annoying Capture Sphere that they've used to lock down your bomb. Next up is Burn Bright, 3 mana, 2 and a red. Instant, creatures you control get +2/+0 until end of turn. Really great combat trick, especially if you're in red-white and you're going wide. You can send in 5 to 6 attackers, play Burn Bright, and either close out the game or get pretty close to winning the game. Next up is our first uncommon. It's Miscast, a single blue mana, instant, counter target instant or sorcery spell unless its controller pays 3 generic mana. Basically a mana leak against instant or sorcery spells. I think in limited it's going to do some work. Mana sometimes is a little constricted. Early on in the game they're going to play a kill spell or maybe a counter spell, and if you've got a single blue mana up, Miscast is going to do a ton of work. Next up is Heartfire Emulator, 2 mana, 1 and a red, human wizard at 2/2. It has prowess. You can pay a single red, sacrifice Heartfire Emulator. It deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker. A 2/2 for 2 that has prowess is awesome. I like it already. Later on, if you've attacked in with your 2/2 and you've cast a couple of spells, they don't block, you hit them for 4 damage, and then you've got a single red up, you can take out one of their creatures, or if they happen to be playing a planeswalker, you might be able to kill that planeswalker as well. Our final uncommon is Burlfist Oak, 4 mana, 2 and 2 green. It's a tree folk at 2/3. Whenever you draw a card, Burlfist Oak gets +2/+2 until end of turn. At first glance, I didn't like this card because what I didn't realize is at every upkeep, you're going to draw a card. I am very high on Burlfist Oak. Unless I get a crazy rare, this is going to be a hard choice on pack 1, pick 1. So for our rare, is it going to be something awesome? It's a mythic. So we have Discontinuity, 6 mana, 3 generic and 3 blue. It's an instant. As long as it's your turn, this spell costs 2 generic and 2 blue less to cast. End the turn. So end the turn means exile all spells and abilities from the stack, including this card. The player whose turn it is discards down to their maximum hand size. Damage wears off, and until end of turn, effects end. On your turn, if they play something, it's going to be a counter spell, really, because they'll play something to kill your creature, do something against your board. You play this, it just ends the turn. On their turn, maybe they've gone all in, I stop their attack, end the damage. They don't have anything to block my creatures, so on my turn I can swing in for the win. Discontinuity is definitely an interesting card, but for sure it is not going to be my pack 1, pick 1. And then I've got a Jungle Hollow and a stupid Arena ad card. So my favorite card, our best card out of the pack, is going to be between Burlfist Oak and Heartfire Emulator. In this instance, I'm going to choose Burlfist Oak. It is a card that if it is not dealt with, the opponent is going to get behind very quickly. And there's plenty of opportunities in green to give it trample. A great pairing is Cetizen Training. That's an enchantment aura that gives it +1/+0 and trample, and also draws a card. Burlfist Oak, in my opinion, is the best green uncommon in the set. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like it, please subscribe and share. Take some time to tell me in the comment section what was your favorite card or best card out of the pack. Until next time when I'm back to crack pack number 4 in my Magic the Gathering Core Set 2021 bundle in What Is Your Pick?